Hello everybody, welcome to a very special third-party review. I have been waiting patiently for this guy ever since he was announced. So excited to have him in hand. Armada, Energon and Cybertron. The Unicron trilogy were what got me back into Transformers. My eldest child was born in 2008 and we were getting kind of reruns of the Transformers on then, and I started watching it. And of course, now I watched Beast Wars, and suddenly we were getting a Megatron and a Prime that sounded very familiar. I was like, okay, and I got hooked. Wasn't overly a huge fan of some of the CGI. If they carried on with that kind of animation style from Armada into Energon, I think I would have preferred Energon better. But I had the toys, they were amazing. Actually, one of my first real videos way back when was a collage of Megatron merging with Tidal Wave. Just used to do just pictures and just put them over kind of a soundtrack, because that's all I had kind of access to with the Samsung Galaxy phone. I think I was taking the pictures on. But finally we get a decent kind of MP version of my Megatron. This is part of their Master Builder line. It's the MB-17 MEGA-TYRANNO. Take a quick look around the box. Look at that. He's got tank mode. He's got mobile fortress mode, where everything kind of folds out. We've got luminous eyes. Optional faceplate and horns are included, so they are slightly different. So it's kind of more toy or animation inspired. We've got a turning turret thing just like the original toy. Superb. Look at all of those minicons. Of course, they are not included. It's got that front mounted turret position that we could have with the original toy, and we've got the opening sections. This is a gorgeous, extremely well thought out homage to that original product. Speaking of which, the box is a little bit battered and he's shifted a smidge, but we do have the original out of storage to compare him to. And here we have him out of his plastic prison, and he is gorgeous. First of all, let's take a look at leader one. Exactly as you would expect. Really nice minicon, very reminiscent of his original counterpart. Look at the size of this tank. We do have an LED light. There's 2x LR44 batteries. Just inside this section here is a plug here, which you pop out. There's a screw, unscrew that. This section drops. Put 2x LR44s with the plus facing the front of the turret. So it's flat side this way, curved side towards the spring. And then this just slides in once you put it back together, and with this tab facing downwards. And then we have a rather large, gorgeous looking Megatron tank. Okay, so things aren't quite as luminous as they used to be, but more show accurate, isn't it? I mean, size alone towers over Megatron, and Megatron was always a good size toy. Let's just quickly change up our minicons. Engineering hasn't really altered vastly over the last few years. I mean, in essence, we've still got a minicon that just kind of folds out. But that being said, leader one is still leader one. I love that storyline, that these guys would be kind of the power-ups. Fabulous little dude. I think I actually prefer him to Sparkplug that came with Prime. I think it was Sparkplug, wasn't it? Was it Goldbug? No, it was Sparkplug, I'm sure it was. I mean, seriously, what's not to love about these little dudes? Accessory-wise, we do get the alternative horns, get a faceplate, and we get some missiles and a red visor piece for the head. I'll cover that once we get him transformed up. But I love the fact that we've got various different ports so we can plug our minicons in. That's a really nice homage to this. We've got rubber treads A bit of a visible bot mode on the bottom there, but I think that is acceptable. Lovely ability to move this all the way around. We can cock that up and down on a ratchet. This part can rotate, so we can turn that on permanently. Just pop that in, and that locks the light into position. And look at this action here. Look, you've got the circle tab on top, just rotating that round brings this in, and each time that comes in, that's going to light up as well. That is a fantastic little addition. I might be slightly fanboying here, but just waited a long time for this. Now from here, we do have his battle station form as well, so we can get all of our little minicons on there. Let's get this out like so, bring this piece up, and if you look on here, look, we've got a little sights section. These fold out and this folds out. They're like armaments. This then extends to form guns, and using these two tabs, these are going to pop on here. Our back section is going to fold down. This section opens up like so, and then this piece here is going to extend outwards like this. And then we have a spring-loaded tab here, so we can bring in one of our minicons. So let's just get this one transformed back up again, because, well, he's one of the most simplistic, isn't he? He's going to fold his legs over. Just give you an idea. Come on, leader one. Come on, sit, and yeah, it's still a nice function that we have. On the reverse side, we have that trap, so we can trap and catch the minicons. The front end on this side again opens up like so. We have a cannon piece which is going to open, open, and open. That will then tab into this port here, because these are going to form ramps which sit like so, and this is going to come over, and we can then work on our minicons. We have space on top to load those missiles in that come included, and we have a button just here so we can flip up and over, and we have a standing section here as well as a small control handle. Obviously you just have to be mindful this is very delicate, you don't want to be snapping that piece. And yeah, these are for firing your missiles. So I won't pop those in because they are very small and they will get lost, because my house is like a tumble dryer. You put things down and it just disappears. And finally we have these spaces at the back here, which is like a garage, so we can place our minicons in there as well. And here we have Mini's base mode. There's a lot going on here. People sitting everywhere, people in the garage. Got somebody working on top there on the tank turret. Absolutely adore what they've done with this. The homage to the original is absolutely sublime. It looks fantastic. I mean, I'm never going to use this base mode. They never really needed to give it to us, but I'm glad that they did, because it's a nice little addition. And it kind of adds to that huge nostalgia vibe that it's already delivering with its tank and its robot mode. Fans Hobby, you guys are legends. And to get him transformed up into his robot form, we actually need to transform him back into his tank form. So from here we go, and there we have him. Right, first port of action. We've got these tabs up the top here. This is going to extend like so, and these parts here going to flip over, and this bit here is going to push down, filling in that void. Again, same on this side, just split these sections. This one comes up and over. This one's going to collapse in. Tank is going to move to its side. These tabs here, untab like so. and untab like so. This piece moves up and moves up, allowing this to come up and this to come up. So now raised above the head panel, then flip this small panel here over. This is going to come up. This panel here is going to lift and flip again like so, and then this is going to come down. Past the side panel like so. So it sits on the side of the head, and I think, yeah, that just sits in there nicely. There's a sliding mechanism for the wheels. Push this in. This releases the lock, which allows those to be pushed in. Rotating this around allows us to bring these tabs up. Do the same for this side. These panels lift up. This is going to rotate all the way around. Again, moving the turrets, we've got ample space. This piece is going to come up and close off, and that's going to form part of that leg. Small tab on the foot here, flips up, goes over to the top of the toes, allows for this piece here to come up, and then holding this piece, bring the rest of the heel down, and you're going to want to separate these legs. And then the transformation of those, again, is pretty straightforward. It's just a bit of panel folding up, down, and closing off. Straighten out Megatron's legs, so it now stands nicely. These are going to come detached, this is going to come detached, this is going to come out and out, which allow these arms to come around to the side. They can then be rotated and rotated, brought around like so. Megatron's hip panels are going to come down, slide the torso backwards so it's flat. Slide these panels out to the side. That's going to come up, compress, and that's going to push and tab in to that chest panel. Rotate the waist 180 degrees all the way around. Rotate his backpack so that this piece here is parallel. It basically kind of locks in and resists. This is then going to come around to the side like so. Oh, it's looking so good. You've got these blades on the hands as well, which can come down. We do have the tab to light that up as well. Look at him. And here he is in his bot mode. Absolutely sublime. That's ripped directly from the animation. I adore it. A few little tweaks here and there maybe. I don't know, maybe the shoulders sit a little bit too high. But he's an incredibly well balanced figure, and I'm glad they delayed him as long as they did just to get him as good as he is. I don't have any batteries for the head. It takes some AG0s. I've got some small ones, but not quite that small. But that does mean he would then have illuminating eyes as well. But his eyes are tinted anyway, so there's no dead eye going on there. But the option is there to put the translucent piece in and put some batteries in that head. I mean, the sculpt on the upper torso alone is absolutely sublime. Really good looking piece. So much attitude there as well. Really managed to capture his anger. Articulation is really good. Head can look up, down, left and right. I do love this kind of beetle like antennae that he's got going on. We've got shoulder rotation there. Lovely ratchet joints. There's a swivel here, double jointed bend on the elbow, rotation on the wrists. You can bend the fists out, bring the hands back in, so he's got very kind of G1-esque hands, just like his original piece, but there we go, bring that back in. The fingers are hinged and they do all move independently, although these three are very close together indeed. We do have waist rotation. We do have an abdominal crunch as well. Not the hugest of abdominal crunches, but there's one there nonetheless. We have hip skirts to the front and sides, allowing for legs to come this far forwards, this far back, out to the side, upper thigh rotation. Really nice motion there though. Nice small clicks, so he's not going to have hugely unnatural stance. There is a bend on that knee. Again, really nice how they've kind of filled that section in. And then down to the feet, we've got pivot left and right. And we've got some up and down on there as well. Get a really nice wide, solid stance. In the words of Pixel Dan, it's comparison time. Who is alongside the original Armada Megatron, which is still an incredibly good figure. But just look how much more dynamic he looks. And of course, his shelf partners as well. I've got the Fans Hobbies take on Armada Prime. And I've got Hotshot there as well, just because I actually have a mint and steel box Tidal Wave still. I'm kind of holding off getting him out of his box until we get the Tidal Wave from Fans Hobby. Then I can compare them both. And I wonder if they'll then be able to combine with the RID Dreadwind. It is the G2 Starscream kind of redone. Again, I managed to combine all of those as well. That was kind of a fan mode, but it was a fantastic fan mode. And I absolutely adored it. Again, I think I'll include a link to that at the end of the video. I think I did a video on it. I'm not sure. But yeah, I mean, he looks fabulous. There are other things you can do with him. Like I said, you can change out the faceplate. You can change out those horns. Let me just get the alternative horns so we can see what they're like. They are just a matter of unplugging those. I mean, they are very much like his toy counterpart. I mean, they're done pretty much exactly the same. I just think I prefer this style. Again, he has that alternative faceplate, which is this kind of normal, expressionless face. Again, that's designed to either go with the metallic eyes or the red translucent. But like I said, if I get hold of some of those batteries, then I'll maybe do just a quick update video on the switching over of the head. There's just a button on top. You'd press that and that would light up those eyes. But it's relatively straightforward. Instructions are very, very clear, as they always are with Fans Hobby. It's just removing the screws on the back of the head, pulling it apart, putting in the new pieces in. Absolutely adore this figure. Can't wait for them to do Tidal Wave. They've teased like Overload, they've teased like Jetfire as well. I mean, nobody else is tackling the likes of Armada, and these are fantastic. These are absolutely incredible. I really hope they get back onto that G2 Megatron as well. And they started him a while back. Haven't seen anything from him since those old teasers. I really hope they get back on track with him and give us that Megatron as well, because he did look sensational. But until then, please keep giving us these random lines. Please give us the white Galvatron repaint. And of course, Fans Hobby, please look into doing the Energon Megatron / Galvatron / Shattered Glass Megatron as well. Until next time, for myself and the rest of the Collectables household, thank you all very much for watching. Goodbye.